Hey guys, welcome back to our video interview. We are reacting to I tricked wine critics into tasting prison hooch. Assuming it's prison wine or something, I don't really know. But yes, Max Fosh video. Honestly, I do love Max Fosh's videos. Honestly, they're always so thing. I think that's some I haven't watched because I like rewatch, not on reaction because they were like super long ago. But yeah, honestly, all his videos are honestly really fun to watch and entertaining. It has a whole storyline to it and everything. So yes, it's 12 minutes, so let's get into it. There might be some pauses here and there, but I'm also eating, so probably less pauses than normal.
This is me tricking a professional wine critic.
It's got that texture of tannin.
Into drinking some prison hooch.
That's really quite tasty.
Which I made straining through my sock in jail.
Oh, it's so gushy.
But why? Well, to me, it seems that people in the wine industry sometimes take it a little too far.
A lot of sort of stoniness, almost like you're walking on a trail and you've sort of kicked up some gravel.
It's a $330 billion industry that has a reputation for being a bit pretentious. And so, I wanted to test that. This is the story of how I managed to get help from an actual ex-prisoner.
I'm considered a master brewer.
To make a wine
21.5%.
and sneakily served it to the world's finest wine experts.
Oh wow, very pronounced tannins.
It doesn't feel like it's a skin contact wine.
Would they be able to tell the difference between wines made in the best vineyards on planet Earth or wine that I made in a prison cell toilet?
It stinks.
I like that.
And how would they react when I told them the truth?
One of those is prison wine.
Max, you're
This video is sponsored by Incogni. Everyone loves a drink, even prisoners, and so they make something called prison wine, which is homemade moonshine brewed with ingredients from the prison shop in some slightly...
Okay, but also, I will say with wine people, from what I've seen of them, with shorts, YouTube videos, etc., you just see them explain it. It's also, to be fair, a lot of food people, but they just explain it like, oh, this, the flavour, it's definitely from like the 90s. It's like, I'm like, okay, cool. I don't care.
unsanitary places. But how do you make it? Well, let's go to everyone's favourite international bad boy to find out.
I'm in jail.
Yes, that's right. I've been naughty. And armed with my Reddit recipe, it's time for Come Wine With Me.
Let me make some wine.
So, step 1, prepare the workspace. Of course, you'll need somewhere to make your wine. So, find a suitable container.
I'm probably gonna have to double bag this. Oh god, this is gonna be grim.
Step 2, juice your fruit. After acquiring a sock, cleanliness is up to your discretion, place a selection of fruit inside,
Orange in sock.
and aggressively pound until liquid is present. Repeat until happy with quantity of liquid.
Now we're juicing. So much juice. This is definitely OnlyFans content.
Step 3, add enough sugar to make a horse diabetic, and move on to step 4.
Yeast.
In order to give your wine an alcoholic kick, you'll need to add some yeast, which will convert the sugars into ethanol, aka alcohol, and give it a good old mix.
Let me just see what it's like.
Now with the makings of a delicious beverage, finally seal and store in a warm location for 1 week. After 5 days, I checked in on what I'd made.
Why is it a different?
So actually, should people actually do this? I'm gonna get a video and it's the way probably would do it if I didn't drink, so yeah.
Colour.
And although the instructions
And
online
none of
had
this
made
is
it seem
pretty
incredibly
really
easy,
feature like that,
it didn't
like,
turn out quite as I was expecting.
Do I have prison hooch? I now just am gonna cut this open and see what this liquid looks like.
Oh, the smell.
Oh, there's like proper mold in there. Some of it is black. There's actual like spores of mold in there. Is this normal?
It turns out it wasn't.
Is prison wine safe to consume? No. Ingesting homemade alcohol can lead to illness, poisoning, or even death.
Ah. If I was going to be serving my creation to wine experts, I would need to at least make sure that I wouldn't kill them.
You can get all sorts of really horrible things. Botulism. Ugh.
So I decided I would need some help from someone who's done this before.
I feel like I need to actually find a prisoner, somebody who knows how to make it without, poisoning anybody, because I really don't want to end up a prisoner myself, but most importantly, knows how to make prison wine that tastes okay.
There isn't an app for me to match with prisoners that I know of. I'm sure one of you told me that it does exist, but I found this number. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, is this
I'm how to get my number.
I found it online. There must have been a data breach somewhere. You should probably think about increasing your cybersecurity with Incogni, the sponsor of this video.
What's that?
Incogni scrubs your personal data from dodgy data broking databases. You know, the ones that kind of profit off your info without your consent. They handle all the messy legal bits, sending removal requests on your behalf, and automatically following up when new records pop up.
That sounds great.
So your personal data, like your name, your address, your weird old email accounts, your dodgy late night search history, all of it's out there, and it's being bought and traded by shady data brokers you've probably never even heard of.
Oh no.
So all you have to do is sign up, grant Incogni the right to work on your behalf, and then just sit back. Incogni basically goes full stealth mode, like a digital hitman for your data, minus the actual violence that you might be accustomed to.
Sounds good to me. Do you have a discount code or something?
Actually, yeah. Just head to incogni.com/MaxFosh and use the code MaxFosh to get 60% off the annual plan. Okay. There's a link in the description, so try and, risk-free for 30 days.
What description?
After some calls and scouring of my vast little black book, I had a name.
I have got somebody who is an expert in making prison wine who's arriving in 5 minutes. He's an expert in making prison wine because he's been to prison. I haven't told my girlfriend I'm doing this. How are you?
Okay,
nice
yeah,
to
good.
meet you. Come on in.
Nice to
You
meet you.
Kevin, yes?
Well, I hope so.
This is Kevin, who used his time inside to learn the fine art of home brewing.
Could you give me a background about where you first learned how to make this?
My first experience of homebrew in prison was Marmite hooch. It was absolutely rank.
And then he regaled me with some stories of his rather active prison social life.
We would have parties
You'd have parties?
in the unit. You couldn't come to my party unless you was invited, and you had to dress up like we was going out on a Friday evening. And we'd all get piled in a cell, push the door up, and get absolutely legless. Bit of soul, a bit of Motown. I didn't play that boom boom stuff. Doing all this dancing and up on the bed and thinking they're John Travolta's. It's unbelievable. So that's where I started to learn to brew.
Kevin had certainly proven himself to be quite the expert.
What you've got here is the real McCoy.
So, after responsibly sampling his goods,
Oh, that one. Now I'll put hairs in your chest.
21.5%.
Kevin and I got to brewing. And to start, it was very much the same as how I'd made the previous batch, with one major difference. Kevin's secret ingredient.
That's gonna kick that.
A starter to kick off the fermentation process that Kevin has worked on for the last 20 years. And with that, my creation was complete. And in just 4 to 5 days, I'd have a drinkable wine.
Where are you gonna put it, Max?
I can put it above the washing machine next to the Wi-Fi router.
Not really warm enough.
Oven?
So I suggested somewhere a little more in keeping with the true origins of the recipe.
Put it in here.
Lovely.
In the toilet, next to the radiator. So hopefully this time, we'd be in the money.
You're welcome.
Pleasure doing business with you. Bloody cheers.
Cheers.
Over the next few days, I did as Kevin said and regularly checked in on my wine.
Whoa, that's proper fizzy.
But it didn't come without its costs.
My whole flat smells of like fermentation.
And soon enough, it was ready.
Here she is.
So I picked an appropriate name,
Le Grape Escape.
and I made sure to filter it in the authentic prison way. Gave it a quick taste test.
Christ.
And after many long weeks, my prison wine was complete.
Just like that, a bottle of wine. Let's see how they enjoy this.
The day of testing had arrived, and I'd invited 3 of the UK's most respected wine experts to participate in a wine tasting at a swanky London bar, where alongside 5 other wines of various
Obviously, like if they go on the whole time about everyone, then they, oh my god, that's so great, so refined, and then basically, they don't really know their wine stuff. If it is, then like, brings up. I mean, it can taste that, but I think that's from prison and it's also made with little stuff. So yeah.
in quality, they'd be sampling my homemade prison wine, but would our sommeliers tell the difference? Introducing expert number 1, wine curator and founder of Mouse and Grape, Jessica Summer.
Do I look really small?
Next up, wine critic at The Guardian newspaper and host on Sunday Brunch,
Thank you, okay.
Hannah Crosby. And finally, sommelier and TikTok wine sensation,
Cheers, mate.
Tom Gilby.
What am I doing?
You have got 6 wines in front of you.
Okay.
Very simple. All I'm going to ask you to do
is to try each one and to give us your thoughts, feelings, opinions, and concerns. And then at the end, I'll be asking you to rank them as to which one you think is the best and which one do you think is the worst.
Okay.
So, start at number 1.
It's a red one, and it's cold.
And immediately the fancy wine words started flowing.
It got very pronounced tannins, so I think that's quite a young wine. Very acidic.
There's like a tiny bit of tannic grip, like a really, really young, simply made Pinot.
Okay.
That's really quite tasty. It's got a bit of skin contact to it.
What kind of environment would you be having that wine?
Parisian restaurant. Salad niçoise with a really grumpy Parisian waiter.
On to number 2.
It's giving orange wine.
What makes you think it's giving orange wine?
It's orange.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic. That's the kind of insight that we love.
But it gives you that sort of texture of tannin.
Right.
You've got like nice candied fruits.
Okay, this is
stone
number
fruits,
3, right?
aromas basically, and lovely taste.
With the first 2 down, the moment was finally here. My homemade prison wine was next. After weeks of learning, experimentation, and prep, what would the experts think of my wine?
Okay, on to number 3.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That's like a natural wine that's still got a little bit of yeast in it, and it's a bit cloudier.
This one's a bit more murky, so I'd say that's more kind of low intervention.
What do you mean by low intervention?
Once it's been fermented, they've done very little after that. So this is a clear wine, whereas this is more cloudy.
That really cuts through something. It's definitely got a lot more body than the other two.
It doesn't taste like a traditional wine. It's got quite a bit of a thicker viscosity.
Okay.
What fruits are you getting through there?
Orchard, like quince, pear, that kind of thing.
But the $330 billion industry question, did they like it?
Yeah, the aromatics on this one are really, really quite nice.
Well, as it turns out, yes.
I like that. I might have that with a dessert with a nice sort of pear.
Yeah, no, this one's really nice. It's really floral.
You've got really nice like yellow apple aromas.
They're really tasty. It's got nice acid. Like it.
It's got a really nice acidity that keeps it in check. I quite like that one.
Sounds lovely.
I'm gonna swallow that one.
Yeah,
No,
nice.
no.
Yeah, go on.
This winemaking malarkey is bloody easy. We rattled through some final wines before getting their all-important rankings.
So I would like you now to order the wines you liked the best to the least.
My least favourite of the wines is this one,
Yep.
unfortunately.
Which one is your least favourite?
The
Number
fake,
4.
Fake Schlur. Honestly, I wouldn't even drink that as a fizzy drink, so.
Number 4.
This one.
I think we could have guessed that.
With a unanimous decision on the worst wine, the Grape Escape had already escaped last place. But would anyone rank it as their favourite?
Which one did you like the most?
I liked this one the most.
Okay, number
So
2.
number 2.
It's this one.
Number 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our final hope for a win was from Hannah Crosby.
Okay, wait. I'll do favourite and
Yeah.
least favourite. So least favourite is here.
Yeah.
Most favourite is here.
Yeah.
The wine critic of The Guardian had just named my homemade wine as her favourite. But how'd they all react when I told them what they'd just drunk?
Tom, one of those wines was strained through a sock by me at home with a prisoner.
Right.
One of those is prison wine.
Prison wine.
Prison wine.
Okay.
It was strained through a sock, clean sock, and left in a bathroom to ferment.
Okay.
Oh, how chic. I love it. Okay, cool.
So sorry, orange, yeast, socks, and prisoners.
Yes.
Max, you're
But after picking it as her favourite, could Hannah tell which one it was?
Probably this one or this one.
It was one of those two.
Which one was it? Is it my favourite one?
It is your favourite one.
That's amazing! Oh, that's such great news.
Turns out that Kevin really does make a mean homemade hooch. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, it's the future of wine. Don't forget to download Incogni using the link in my description.
Well, no, great video. I'm assuming we'll finish this. Honestly, yeah, it's just basically them ranking and testing it. But at the same time, interesting. I didn't even know prisoners actually make their own wine or butch or whatever it's called. So yeah, honestly, Max makes honestly great. So it's like Max makes great videos, and honestly, it's always good to like just watch them. Definitely interesting. Could I tell the difference? I don't really drink, so probably not. Although technically you could, because they always say it's a cloudy and refined, but you wouldn't realize it's prison stuff because you didn't say it. Honestly, I'm pretty sure Max actually does like record a ton of videos that don't end up coming out. So yes, without further ado, subscribe to all your stuff. Could you, if you guys actually drink, could you tell the difference? Well, you wouldn't know out trying it, but would you be able to tell the difference? I guess. Whatever do, subscribe to all your stuff. I'll see you guys next time.